guys, welcome to another unboxing. Today I'm going to be doing Loona's Premiere Greeting Meet and Up, their merchandise. So as you can see here, I got a couple different items. So I guess how I'll do this is I can probably talk a little bit about my suffering when it came to trying to get these items. But yeah, so I got the light stick, I got the binder, and then these two items right here. This is the umbrella, which is beautiful, and these are the posters. So let's get started. I think the first thing that I'm going to be actually looking at is the light stick. So as you can tell, it's absolutely beautiful, and I remember when it was first announced, everybody wanted to get it. So I'm gonna go ahead and open it up and show you guys what it looks like on the inside. There's like a little slip to make sure that the acrylic part stays in a decent position. So here it is. This is the light stick when it is not yet turned on. I actually got all of these items on a group order, thankfully. There is somebody called Loona Goods or @GoodsLoona on Twitter who lives in Korea and has been doing quite a few very good group orders essentially for Loona merch. So if you're interested, you should definitely check them out. So when I got this, I actually was missing batteries because obviously for different countries you can't ship batteries through the post. So it actually took me a little bit before I was able to do my group order. So let's turn this on. So as you can tell, this is beautiful, and it's actually a little bit hard to tell what exactly the colors are. So if you actually shine this, and you can see that here, when you face it downwards, there's this beautiful prism of quite a few colors. But when you look at the colors themselves, it looks a little bit white or maybe green tinted. And honestly, I think that this might be their intent. They might have wanted to put a whole bunch of colors together to represent what Loona's like, and then when they're all together, they make white, because science, that's kind of how light works. I don't want to go into details right now. I'm also not the best teacher when it comes to something like that. But essentially, when you put all the colors together, it actually makes supposedly the color white when we're talking about light. So there's this version where it lights up like this, and then there's this version where it blinks rapidly, and then it's off. So yeah, there's not a lot of different options. There's just 3 different options, and there isn't a ton of different colors, but I wonder if this is just what this particular light stick is meant to be, and they're gonna have an official one in the future with all the girls' colors. I do really enjoy that this is very reminiscent of Sailor Moon, and that was probably one of the main reasons why I wanted it so badly, was because it looked exactly like Sailor Moon's Crescent Moon. So next I'm going to be looking at the Loona umbrella. So if you don't know, I live in New York City and it's always raining. It's actually raining right now as we speak. So I thought that it would be a really good chance to get a cute umbrella that is actually of good quality, because I have an umbrella of this size, but it's like $3, dirt cheap, something I bought in an emergency in a rainstorm, and you know, it's honestly time to replace it. So really quickly, I'm gonna go ahead and look back at the box. It's pretty simple. It's all black. If you do see that things like my boxes and everything are a little bit beat up, but that is totally not on the group orders owner's fault, the manager's fault. My box went through quite a lot of trouble, and it was clearly the post office around here that gave some problems to it. So here it is. There's this really simple slip, and then here's the umbrella, with a little Loona logo. So obviously I'm not going to be able to open this up to full size to really show you guys the full extent of what this umbrella looks like, but I can show you this really beautiful symbol. So it's very similar to the light stick. It's also very similar to Orbit 2.0, the design for it, except for this crescent moon. This crescent moon I think is unique to Meet&Up merch. So another thing I want to show you is that the hardware of this is actually really nice. Normally this whole section is plastic, but this is metal. So it's a very, very sturdy umbrella, and I'm really happy that I bought it because the winds can get pretty extreme here during rainstorms. So it extends to a pretty good height. And like I said, all the hardware is metal. So there's no plastic in here, nothing's gonna snap, nothing's gonna break, and I envision being able to use this for quite a long time. So if you guys get the chance and you do live in a place that rains quite frequently, I highly recommend actually getting this umbrella if you're a Loona fan. So the next thing I want to look at is the poster set. As I stated previously, things are a little bit beat up, and that's kind of my fault and also the post's fault. Essentially what happened was I put in the wrong zip code, and so thankfully my post office was able to figure out what the zip code was that I actually needed, but by the time I finally got my box, it was so beat up. It was split down one side, there was puncture wounds. I mean, I can't necessarily say puncture wounds because it's a box, but yeah, there was a huge puncture on the side. And I honestly was scared that like some items might have fallen out or something like that. So as soon as I tried to struggle to get the posters out of the tube, I realized that they're actually a really, really thick quality, and I wouldn't be able to unroll these properly to actually really show you guys. This is going to take a really, really long time to really press them down and make them flat. I have to say that's great for posters. I'm so happy that they decided to give us such nice quality, but it's not really, I guess, unboxing friendly. So here I'm just going to be showing them in order. Here is the group picture, which is really cute, and I think that we actually saw these for the promos. So I'm just gonna let it be rolled this way. Like I said, very, very thick, very strong quality. And then I think I'm just gonna go in order of subunits. So next one, of course, is 1/3, and honestly, it looks great. I've been trying to figure out if there's any meaning to the placement of their seating on these posters, but I think that's honestly for another day. Right, and then we've got our darling lonely Yojin. I'm so glad that of course she's front and center. That absolutely makes sense for this shoot. But it also makes me sad to see her by herself. Next is Odd Eye Circle. And I thought it was really interesting that up until this point, they really stayed in their seats, if that makes any sense. And then you kind of see them leaning on their seats. It's a little bit more casual. I have no idea if this means anything about their superpowers and their ability to transverse through the different worlds, but here, let's see. Finally, we have Y by Y. And yeah, see, I have no idea if it was a stylistic choice or if it was maybe even somehow a lore choice to have Odd Eye Circle moving around on the chairs versus everybody else sitting quite prim and proper on their own chairs. Just a thought. No idea if it's relevant, no idea if it means anything. But this is the poster set. I'm quite happy with them. I actually currently don't have room to put them anywhere, but it's definitely something to keep in the future. because they're such a good quality and they're gorgeous. Since we're also talking about posters, I was able to get this from a different seller who, if you didn't hear, there were just a ton of the scratch card posters available. And this is the poster. It is much larger than the poster set, but it's also of a much thinner quality. Makes it easier to unroll though, to be honest. And I think this is roughly the size of the promo posters that you can get with albums. And of course, it's all of the girls. I'm not too sure if it's the same as the group photo from the poster set, but it's really nice nevertheless. I don't know if you heard, like I said earlier, there was a bit of a scratch card incident when a whole bunch of Orbits went to try to get their scratch cards to get like little special items. Everybody pretty much wound up with posters, and I know that there were tons of people that ended up just getting like 20 or 30 of these, and I felt so bad for them. But of course, they were reselling them for a really cheap price, so I was able to get this at a decent price, and you know, can't hurt to have another Loona poster. All right, so of course I would love to go through the Premiere Greeting Meet&Up binder. This is beautiful, you guys. It's of a really, really good quality. There's a couple different scratches here. I'm not sure if it's just my copy. This here, unfortunately, is, if you could focus, this was my cat. I have one cat that's a little bit bitey, and she got to it a little bit faster than I wanted it to happen, but I think I could probably try to paint this over with like some black matte and, you know, get it all nice and covered. I do also have the binders coming in from the Loona Hash album showcase that ended up not happening, and then people were purchasing them online. So I'll also be reviewing the merchandise I get from there, but let's dive into this first. So I've already put in my cards. I only got Olivia's this time around, similar to the last time with the Looniverse merch, and I was actually really happy with these cards. So as you can see, the binder holds 4 slots each, and the material is actually quite nice and thick. So I'm gonna also take out one of these cards so you can look at the back. As some other people mentioned in their unboxings, this is actually really, really thick for a photo card. It's a really, really nice quality. And yeah, they're just good and matte. So there's one more photo card. And then, yes, I was able to find somebody who was selling the third prize from the ill-fated scratch card situation for Meet&Up, and it was an Olivia pin. I was really happy to be able to find this. Honestly, it kind of completed my Meet&Up merch. And I'm planning on trying to put in my photo cards in order, actually. So I'll be trying to put them in from earliest group to latest group and do them in consecutive order, so that maybe at some point I'll do some sort of like a photo card collection video if anybody's interested. But yes, here's also some blank binder sheets. So I'm also going to show you what the back looks like. It seems like 101X is their merchandise provider, their creator, their manufacturer, and their distributor, which is not bad. That's kind of cool. And here is a close-up of the front. So guys, that's actually all that I have for today. Thank you so much for joining me with my Meet&Up merch unboxing, and I'll be back really soon, hopefully, with the Loona Hash showcase merchandise, as well as the Loona Hash album unboxings themselves. So I'm really happy. We've got a lot of new content coming along our way for Loona, and I'm excited to see you guys in the future. Bye-bye.